Hi everyone, it's Joe here from Lawn Solutions Australia, and today I'm pretty lucky to be joined by an old friend of mine, an old friend of ours, and someone we actually haven't seen in a while, have we? Nigel Ruck. So welcome, Nigel.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, great to see you, mate. Back here at the what was originally for me the Sir Walter offices, and now the Lawn Solution offices, and it's been a few years, but I've got some very fond memories.
Absolutely.
Of being here at the offices. Done a lot of good things there. So a lot of TVCs and webisodes. Yeah, with Sir Walter. Yeah, great stuff.
It's good to have you back. It's good to see you got the old green ute going around too. I love that
the
thing.
green ute. Well, I mean, I've had the green ute. It's 20 years now, and it's the SS Commodore, and they went, like most vehicles, they went down in value, but now they're going up in value.
You're making money.
So I finally got something right.
Took a while. Yeah. So everyone will be familiar with you, obviously, from the TV screens over the last 15, 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah.
Before we dive into a bit of that, do you want to sort of give everyone a bit of an overview about where you come from and how you got started in the landscape industry?
Sure. Well, I grew up in Birmingham, and I was, didn't like the weather. I sort of thought there was
like most.
The weather was sort of a bit of a downer for me. So I was, started travelling young, and I always liked the look of Australia. But I worked and travelled in Europe and Canada and all sorts of places, and it eventually came to Australia originally in '88 on a working holiday visa, and then I went back and forward between Australia and Canada. I did a lot of skiing, and then eventually settled in Australia in '93. Right. As a permanent resident, and that's when I'd done a little bit of landscaping in Whistler in Canada just in the summer.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I really it was the weather that attracted me to Australia. I just loved the place, and that's when my sort of landscaping career really started to kick off. And funnily enough, it was mowing. I started off mowing probably '89 when I was on my sort of working holiday period. Started mowing, and then gradually got into landscaping. But it's funny, I was mowing lawns for this guy who was had contracts for councils, and then all of a sudden, we roll on and everything's come full circle. Yeah. Right. So I started off on a push mower. Now I'm on a ride-on. Yeah, that's right. So it was an obvious progression mowing into landscaping, and I just love being outside. Yeah. I love it. I love working, with my hands and creating things, and with landscaping. There's just so much job satisfaction. Yeah. Even turning a lawn, making a lawn look beautiful, it's just a fabulously rewarding process.
It's a good feeling.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah.
So I guess this all started from a love of obviously our weather and being outside. It morphed into a lawn mowing career, then a landscaping career, and then to take it a step further, it got into a bit of a TV career. So before we get into the actual shows, you're a charismatic kind of guy. Is that sort of what got you over the line initially, other than your good looks, of course?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been working on the colour,
It's nice.
The grey. Luckily, it's in fashion at the moment, the grey hair. But I was never looking to be in TV or get in the media. I was sort of, I love my landscaping. I went to ride TAFE and studied, and I started my business. I thought, well, this is the path for me. And then I had a friend who was a producer on Burke's Backyard, and they were coming up with this new show, Backyard Blitz, and screen testing people. And he said, listen, mate, do you want to have a go at it? And I was really scared. It was like, oh, do you think will I be able to handle this? And anyway, cut a long story short, I did a couple of screen tests, sort of started to feel, I reckon I can do this. And then the next thing you know, we're making a pilot. I met Scotty and Jamie and Jody, and we're making a pilot. And then all of a sudden, in no time, I guess we were lucky with the time, we were the #1 show in the country.
It's a massive show.
Yeah, it was a big show. And really lucky to be involved in it. We had, I think it was a 7-year run, 6 Logies. It was just crazy, really.
And that came from no TV experience at all? No. That was just thrown straight into it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was learning as I went, like we all do, But the only real camera work I'd done was like little home videos when I was travelling in India.
Yeah, right. Right. So nothing like the #1 show on TV?
No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
No, but that was a great ride, and then I did a bit of Burke's Backyard during that period, and then after that, I've juggled around with a few different shows. Currently doing the Garden Gurus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And how's that differ to back in the day of being, not saying anything wrong with the Garden Gurus, but Backyard Blitz was the number one show on TV. It wasn't. Is there a big difference, or you find yourself, it doesn't matter to you now, you're perfectly comfortable with it, or?
yeah, I mean, it's totally different types of shows, and it's very much a different time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Backyard Blitz. We did the pilot 22 years ago, right? So a lot has changed in the world in that time, and to be honest with you, I'm just really glad to still be involved.
Yeah,
I love presenting. I love working on the Gurus. I get to travel around a bit. You meet different people. Always learning.
Yep.
Right. I mean, there are new plants coming out, new products coming out. You got to research and learn more. You meet new people. The whole growing your own veggies.
Yep.
I was going to say something else there for a minute.
Be careful.
But the whole organic, homegrown revolution, has been very much a part of the last few years, probably 10 years at least now, really. I mean, it never really went away. It's just that now everyone's right into it.
So there's always something to keep you thinking and keep
that's
you looking.
right, So you're always learning. I mean, you that's the other beautiful thing is I'm always meeting other, great people in this industry, whether it's lawn or garden, landscape, design. And you're always learning. So that's it's a really beautiful part of it,
Do you still keep tabs with the old crew, Scotty and Jody?
Very much so.
Jamie? Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing Scotty. I see Scotty a lot. I'm seeing Scotty on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which would be good. And I'm in regular contact with the other guys, and we have occasional reunions.
Yeah, cool.
We had a big lunch not so long ago. It's probably where the story ends.
Yep.
Yeah. But we're really tight. We had such an amazing time together. We'll always be mates and never forget that period.
It just worked. It was a cracking show, and the ratings sort of spoke for stuff. And how many logies? 6 logies?
6.
Where do you keep them?
Well, you don't actually get one each.
Oh, you don't get one?
No, you don't. I think the show gets one.
The show gets one.
So, unless I had won one myself,
like
Nigel Ruck.
The gold logie winner.
I don't know, so for, the best looking guy.
You'd be a shoo-in. Don't worry about James.
If they brought that category.
Yeah.
But no, the show wins it, so they're kept.
So I won't walk into your house and there'll be 6 logies.
No, that's they're kept at the production office. But I had a couple at home for a while.
Might have been 3. Could have sold a couple.
Yeah, I don't know how much you get. They're not gold.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. The logies are great fun.
And then from that, sort of blossomed our little relationship, I guess, starting back mid to late 2000s, you call it, where we were the Sir Walter brand then, just Sir Walter Softleaf Buffalo. And you started doing a couple of little episodes and TVCs and ads back in the day. So how did you find the transition from TV and doing some brand ambassador work and working with the Sir Walter group at the time?
Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it. It was great to be asked and to be involved with such a great team, but also a wonderful, wonderful grass. I mean, Sir Walter's still fabulous grass.
Absolutely.
And, the timing was right. Mm-hmm. And I remember I came to this area and I did a couple of stories for the Garden Gurus.
Right.
Up near the house there, I think it was a lawn conversion thing. And that went well, and then... there was a whole launch. I did a TVC, television campaign, which was the lawn Kranskis, lawn fruits, lawn stumps, that one. And then there was, because the website was all being relaunched, it was all very much going deep and big into web at the time, webisodes. So we did a lot of webisodes on everything, like fertilizers, how to mow your lawn,
beware of imitators.
Beware imitations. We would have probably done 100, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are still on the site. There's some of the magnificent work. There he is. You can see the fashion's changed quite a bit. the pants.
The pairs have got shorter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but that was a lot of fun, and then we did the second television campaign I was involved in with the big things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we went around the country, did the big koala, there was the big pineapple, the big buffalo,
big prawn.
We did.
Prawn get a run?
I think we might have got the prawn. Yeah. Did the big cold trout.
Yeah.
So, that was a lot of fun. I mean, we started in Victoria, then we flew up to Cairns, the big Captain Cook, the big Wellington Boot and Tully.
Yeah.
And then we flew down the Sunshine Coast, did a bit there. And it was the same lines, you'd repeat and then just cut it all up and turn it into magic. So, yeah, a lot of fun.
Well, you're a big part of the growth of the brand. They were Sir Walter's real growth years. I think it's still going good now, but it's ticked over 100 million square metres around Australia now, over 700,000 Aussie homes, and you're a massive part of that brand growing. So, you must have been doing something right. Does it work? Well, good product and a good ambassador.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, it was a great team, and it's a lovely. At the end of the day, it's a fabulous grass.
Yeah.
And a good lawn just sells itself.
Mm-hmm.
People see it. It's stood the test of time in all the different conditions, the drought, the flood. Mm-hmm. It still looks fantastic. So that whole thing rolls, and then with some marketing and awareness, bang. You got the great Sir Walter lawn.
And we've come full circle now. We're back here all these years later doing an ad for Lawn Solutions, which is Sir Walter DNA certified, Sir Grange, Tiff Tough, and we're doing some work with Tiff Tough today. So I guess you've kind of been a part of the evolution in turf grass. You mentioned before about there's always new plants, there's always new mulches, there's always new products. It's no different in turf. What do you think of the Tiff Tough and the new products you saw today?
I love the Tiff Tough. By being the sort of hybrid Bermuda grass. It's I've laid some myself on lawns. Okay. The most recent one I've seen apart from today was a neighbour of mine. He's put it down and it just looks fabulous. Yeah. It's like, wow. It's very much a fabulous grass. Yeah. Beautiful colour, mow it tight.
Yeah.
You get that bowling green look. So, it's a great grass.
That with like Sir Grange Zoysia gives you a bit of versatility to landscaping now. Hey? You can sort of mix and match. It's not just Sir Walter DNA certified. It's not just kayak. There's something else you can put down and really make it pop.
That's right. I've used Zoysia a few times on some really high-end landscapes that we've been lucky enough to be doing in recent years, and it just looks amazing. I had it on one job. We just we let it get a bit longer, full sun, and it, people just go, wow, what's this stuff?
Yeah, almost looks fake sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was like someone had rolled out the nylon carpet. Yeah, amazing, really good stuff, and easy maintenance.
And talking about what you're working with now, and we mentioned the old green ute before, the old greenology ute. So that's you now. What takes up most of your time these days?
My business, landscaping business, greenology, is the bulk of my time. Mm-hmm. We've got a few guys working for me. We do a combination of design, new garden installations, and maintenance, which is a fairly standard formula for landscapers. I mean, a lot of the sort of more prestigious properties, it's just a no-brainer that you roll into maintenance. A lot of the people, that's what they want. And it's nice to be, I love being involved from the beginning. And then, if, you move straight into maintenance and you get to enjoy the garden growing. Not only do you know the garden, from the ground up, so to speak, because you built it, right? But you get to enjoy things growing, things change, and you develop. You build a good relationship with the client, which is great. Yeah. And it's good to have a presence in the area. Yeah. One thing leads to another in business. Yeah. Very much so with landscaping and garden maintenance. You got a presence and hopefully you're doing a nice job and people are happy. Then, at the moment we've got too much work on. Yeah. It's a common problem.
Yeah. It's a good problem.
It is. It's better than the alternative. At the moment we're probably, we're pretty much booked out for all of next year.
Wow.
But with new builds, but there are always little windows where you can slot in a few things, and if you get an extra couple of guys, that's a big if. Yeah, because everyone's looking for an extra couple of guys here and there. look, I mean, we're just very lucky. We've got some nice clients who've got some good budgets.
Mm-hmm.
We do some big craning stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a real joy. I'm at a good stage.
That's great. Yeah.
Good stage of my career, and then the TV and the media. I do a bit of work with Seasol.
Yes.
And you guys.
Yep.
And the Garden Guru. So that's just a nice bit of variation.
You got a nice mix there.
It is a nice mix. It really is. I'm lucky. Very lucky.
And you're still Sydney based?
Sydney based.
Yeah.
And also we have a place in Gerringong as well. Spend a bit of time in Gerringong. It's a beautiful part of the world.
God's country.
Just up the road.
That's right. Yeah.
And the soil around this area, Gerringong, Berry, fabulous soil. It's no wonder the grass grows so well. And the cows.
Yes.
Right, the cows in the area are just that much more healthy looking, and it's got to be the kaikui they're eating. They love it.
Good rain. Good
they love munching on the kaikui.
Don't they ever? Oh,
yeah.
That's a nice little recap, a nice little story, and it's a cool thing to talk about when we come full circle like this sometimes. And like I said, I haven't seen you for
a few years.
Yeah, a fair few years now, but it's nice to catch up, and it's good to see you, still doing so well. So
good on you, Joe, and likewise for yourself, mate. You do a beautiful job here.
I appreciate it. And we want to thank you for coming on today, and we hope everyone got a nice little recap of a TV star from back in the day and also still now. So thanks for coming on.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Really? Sorry, I didn't know what I was going.
That was good, mate. That was great. Oh, it was great. No, that was awesome.